So, I'm just updating. There's birds in this tree, but that's not the update that I'm trying to inform you about. Um, so, me and um, my sisters and my dad, not my oldest sister, but the second oldest, the two younger ones, me and my dad, we went out shoveling, and seriously, it's been snowing the whole time. It snowed the whole time we were doing that. The wind hasn't stopped. And the snow has gotten like bigger and like in bigger chunks, and it's heavy. I mean, seriously, like when we got out there, it was a good, like, probably uh they said 18 inches by the time we moved all the snow that was in the driveway all the way down in a little bit of the road, and we piled it on top. It became like over 2 feet. And then since it's still snowing, it's going to be a lot more snow. And our bodies hurt and are sore and we're tired. And I was helping my dad out by massaging him in his shoulder because he was getting pain, and he was in a lot of pain. And he had surgery on his shoulder, on both of them. But there's this one that's really bad because it was the worst one. It was the one that was giving him the most pain, I believe. And it was acting up again, and so I was working on it, and I was breaking the tissue in there, and I was, just really getting into there and doing some trigger point, just breaking it up where you do like a T. So you go minus, plus, or you could just go minus, plus, kind of thing. And you do that and you break up the fascia and the tissue that builds up from injuries and surgery, any kind of traumas. So that's like surgery and injuries and whatnot. And that's what I was doing with him. It's just breaking up that area. And I could feel it because it was getting deeper. When I was pressing down, I could feel my fingers sink into his body more. And I was keeping consistent pressure, so that's how you know. But I was doing that, and he was able to feel it, and it was painful, and I can feel like his muscles were really tight, but that's also because he's in like pain. So I tried breaking up as much as I could, and he said it didn't hurt as much except for when he did this one movement. So there's still a little bit more, but everything else felt a lot better. So I just kind of did it so that he could feel better, because I don't have my table out. It's like down in the basement, and it's like over 30 pounds. I think it's like 32 or 35 pounds or something like that. And it's heavy for me, but also how I carry it isn't good, and all that. But I'm using the basement as storage for my table, because where I had it, they were like, when we do our big dinners for like Thanksgiving and Christmas and those kind of holidays, we end up using the big dining room, because like all of us could sit there except for Finley because he's a baby, but the rest of us can all fit at the table, and we just have our little feast. But I mean, it was in there, and they got annoyed, and they're like, we don't want it in there because we want to be able to not feel cramped when we are there for those holidays and all that. So I had to move it down into the basement. And so that's where it is, and that's where my mats are for when I would do shiatsu and stuff like that. So they're all down there, and I haven't used them at all. and I've used the sheets that I would use at school to cover the table and to cover me for when I would get massages, and that would happen. Um, or that would happen. Bleh. Uh, and so I'm using them as my like blanket for when I go to bed and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm kind of doing now, but it's crazy. I mean, people were told not to drive, and while we were shoveling there, I saw cars like driving around. Like it was a whole bunch, but I think I saw maybe 4 cars maybe in total, which is really dumb because even though they cleared the way, I mean, they were the news and even on Facebook and everywhere else, they were told, don't go to work today. It's really bad. You need to stay inside. It's too dangerous. So, but people are just dumb and they're willing to just do whatever. So, they just went ahead and did it. But like I said earlier in the video before, I mean, there are workplaces that are just like, well, you're fired if you don't come in. So, I mean, I can't blame them for wanting to have financial stability. But it's crappy when jobs put your own life at risk and don't care about you. And they use, financial stability and money waving in your face, saying, well, unless you want this, you need to risk your life for it. So, the it's a really crappy thing to do. But anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to show you it hasn't gotten better, only gotten worse. It's gotten intense, and I swear to you, the snow is going to be up to the probably close to halfway of the fences, or if it gets really bad, it could go to maybe even the top. I don't know, but I'm going to say probably about half of the fence. Because it hasn't stopped and it's just still going and going and going. But anyways, I hope you're doing well. I don't know about Arizona if they're having any snow issues or whatnot, but I hope you're safe and your family is safe and you're being cautious and aware if you are outside driving around and that you're just being careful because ice, especially black ice, is really dangerous and you could easily get into a crash and I just wanted to kind of make sure that you know what's going on with me, and then also I just wanted to make sure that if there's anything going on where you're at, that you're being safe as well. So I love you. And oh, one last thing. So I did read your message, and I don't know if you got it on Messenger, but the perfume ideas were really cool. I like some of the names, but like I said, there's that vanity one. I don't know if the names I think it's trademark, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know if that word vanity has been, or if it has to be like Vanity Fair in order that whole part is trademark or individually. I don't know. But I'm just saying that may be something you have to think of. But like I said, I think the numbers are like really cool because of their meaning or something like that. And I feel like you are on a good track. So, keep up with the good ideas and try and think of what kind of smell and you want for that kind of perfume, or even if you go to cologne or whatever, what do you want it to smell like? Like, what is something that when you hear that name, you think of, certain smells? Like, what's something? So, just something to think about. Anyways, love you. Really am proud of you for exploring different ideas and doing really cool, interesting things and taking up opportunities when they arrive to you. So glad that you're doing that. Love you. I hope you're safe and your family is safe. and you're all doing well. Good night. Bye.